This week marks 1 year since New Zealand pilot Philip Mehrtens was taken hostage in West Papua. Mehrtens from Christchurch was working for Indonesian airline Susi Air when he landed his small Pilatus plane on a remote Paro airstrip in Nduga Highland, Papua. He was accosted by rebels from the West Papua National Liberation Army who claimed he had entered a no-fly zone. They torched his aircraft on the runway and took him in as a hostage. Caleb Fotheringham reports.
After he was kidnapped and his plane torched, a video soon emerged of Philip Mehrtens. He was wearing a Free West Papua t-shirt and was surrounded by rebels armed with assault rifles and bows and arrows. The rebels pledged to release him if West Papua was granted independence from Indonesia. More photos and videos have circulated since. Akobo Do, chairman of the Diplomatic Council of West Papua National Liberation Army, says he was in contact with the people who have Mr. Mehrtens a few days ago, and he is well.
Basically, his condition is well, and he's looking after by the humanitarian team of the TPNPB.
Mr. Doe says the Liberation Army was never going to and never will kill Mr. Mehrtens, and the threats were only designed to get international attention.
That's the tactics. It's about the techniques, how to advertise. Like, when you're running business, you might be, advertise the very good one to attract your customers or, to attract anyone who want to, interested. That's part of the strategy.
The liberation fighters were originally demanding independence in exchange for Mr. Mehrtens' release, but now Mr. Doe says they just want to talk with both New Zealand and Indonesia. He claims the two countries have not spoken officially with the Liberation Army before.
Before we say, okay, let's exchange with the independence, exchange with the guns. But now we need to talk. We need to talk to release this, pilot. That's our policy at the moment.
Andreas Hasono, a researcher at Human Rights Watch, says he's heard Mr. Mehrtens has been treated well, but there is no way he could verify the information.
However well you are, however healthy the food that you consume in the jungle, you are still a hostage. I am repeatedly asked the West Papua National Liberation Army to release Philip Mehrtens unconditionally and immediately.
Mr. Hasono says he's heard from his sources the Liberation Army have regretted their decision taking a hostage.
It is a lose-and-lose situation for them. If the Indonesian military attack and the pilot get injured or even killed, they will lose. If they release him for money, they will also lose. It is not a positive situation.
He says an exchange of money would create a bad image problem for the independence movement. Mr. Hasono says the hostage takers will be concerned Indonesia could attack Papua's Liberation Army when Mr. Mehrtens is released. He suggests the churches in West Papua could act as a neutral party. Catherine Delahunty, national spokesperson for West Papua Action Aotearoa, says the hostage situation has also made life difficult for those living in West Papua.
Indonesia has used the situation to increase militarisation of parts of the highlands, and so with increased violence and military presence, a lot of people have suffered, as well as Philip Mehrtens.
Ms. Delahunty says the decision to take a hostage was one of desperation.
These people are trying to be heard. Their country is suffering from horrific, sustained human rights abuses, and the struggle for independence is inseparable from those human rights. So these things will happen in desperate situations. They're not good.
New Zealand Foreign Minister Winston Peters, in a statement on Monday, asked for Mr. Mehrtens' immediate release. Mr. Peters says Mr. Mehrtens contacted his friends and family to assure them he was alive and well just before Christmas. He says for the last year, a wide range of New Zealand government agencies have been working extensively towards securing Mr. Mehrtens' release. Mr. Peters says there can never be any justification for hostage taking.